Hey guys, welcome back in Bangla and in this video we are going to learn the Blender basics. So we'll be try to learn the Blender like we can also easily can navigate in Unreal Engine. Okay, so basically we will understand how we can need to use the Blender for our Unreal Engine. Yes, so as you can see the cube. Okay, if we drag and drop this cube, this is the original size in Unreal Engine. Okay, so as you can see the location, rotation and scale, that is the same in Blender, the location, rotation and scale. So for creating a project you can use a general, and here we found a by default always Blender give us a cube, and we found a camera and a light, so we can remove them, don't worry. So at here for navigate this thing you can use the middle mouse for navigate this thing like rotating the camera, and then for select like a Unreal Engine left mouse for select. At here you find the basically the navigation, the transform like move, rotation and scale, like how we see in our Unreal Engine, that move, rotation and scale. Then you can also, if you want, you can do multiple things with the same time. You can change them in a X in a Y or in a Y, X and Z. Also you can rotate and do, it's mean that you can do everything in the same time. You can scale them, rotate them and change the location, and you can do untick with Ctrl plus Z. So also you can see here for edit this thing more goodly, you can go to tab mode. But before go there, let's export this thing. For exporting you need to select this thing, go to file and export, and here you find the FBX export and wave OBJ. So let's click on FBX export. Now you can save where you want. So in my case I'm just going in my video folder, and here you can give your FBX name. Let's give our FBX name box, and here you can select that selected object and then just scroll down. At here you can find the geometry, click on it here, then go to at here you can see it's a normal, click on normal to face, then click on, or also you can, if you want, you can bake the leaf bones and click on export. Now once this thing go, you can see that it's export. Now let's come into Unreal Engine and let's create a folder, that box. Now double click and click on import, go to video. At here we can basically open. At here it will be automatically said that scale. If you want, we can do some changes, click on import. Okay, so as you can see the shader is compiling. What is the shader? Basically there's a material available whenever we create a model in Blender. So now if I drag and drop, as you can see it's also the same cube, but it's have larger size in Blender. Okay, but as you can see it's very small in Blender, but we can see this is a larger in at here. But why? Because the scale. So if we just click on this lock mode, and if you just rotate the 0.5, you can see that the accurate size is now come. That just means that whatever model you create in Blender, if you just change the size or change the scale into 0.5, you can find the basically how in it. Okay, so as you can see it's also basically problem of transformation. As you can see the locker, okay, as you can see in Unreal Engine, okay, and in Blender, okay, as you can see this arrow has come in a wrong place. Okay, so that is a problem. And then as you can see that, but the size is correctly seen, okay, like a cube. Okay, so because everything here is set up, okay, or it's pretty enough good at here. Okay, just a simple cube matching. So you can also fix this thing by grid. Okay, if you just disable this grid, you can basically adjust thing how much you want and just enable again, and it's become fixed. Now you can find the grid, all this stuff is working. Okay, so that is for scale. So it's mean that if you want to export anything from Blender to Unreal Engine, just scale down it to 0.5. okay, also what you can do, you can delete this thing and click on delete. If you don't want to delete material, don't worry, just click on re-import and click on the box, and at here you can change the size or the scale, click on import, and as you can see that is now come in a perfect size. Also there is an option available, that is basically For if you want to, just let me show you, just go to Blender and click on File, Export as FBX. If you already didn't close your Blender, so your all the previous system will be stay here. So from at here you can see the scale, so you can change it here, that's 0.5, so it will be automatically done. So click on Export. Now we don't need to change any scale in Unreal Engine, so we can basically click on Import, set it to by default whatever its size, click on Import, and as you can see we have the correctly the stuff, okay, without any problem. Okay, so that is for model. Now let's learn the UV. The UV mapping is basically the for texture. If I show you right now in Unreal Engine, and just let's go to a basically starter content material, and if I just drag and drop this material, as you can see the texture like as you can see at here, our this cube don't have good UV mapping, but this ones, look, that is right what we need. Okay, in Blender, as you can see, now we want to fix this thing. Okay, let's go. For fixing this thing, first of all we need this material, okay, like the material texture, so we can basically understand. So maybe that was this one. Let's go to texture. We found the material, maybe or the texture. So this material is not available. This is not a basically it's custom build. So let's use some texture that we can understand. Yeah, maybe this one can also help us, because this is a specific, this maybe have this specific texture. Yeah, it's have the specific like this one. So let's export this thing. For exporting from Unreal Engine, you can go to asset action, then export. So at here you can save wherever you want. You can find the tag, or you can PCR file and others Unreal Engine file. So let's give it to all file. That is good. So now we have that thing. Let's go at here. Now because we have this thing, we can use. So for adding anything or adding materials in Blender, we need to go to shading. Okay, at shading we can basically see the material, that is the basically material name what you see in Unreal Engine. Okay, the material, that is the same name. So if you want, we can change the material name, but we don't change this thing. So let's click on edit, add search, and here we can search the image by textures. By that we can basically use any image like a basically we can use any texture or image like a material. So click on open. Let's go to video file, and here's our texture. Click on open. So as you can see, it's showing at here that how it's looking. Okay, now for fixing this UV, you can go to UV editor. So at here you can see the UV box. By this thing, this is a edge, this is face. Okay, that face means that only the face. Now let's click on A keyboard. By A keyboard you will be select all the faces. So as you can see, we selected all the faces. We can see also at here. Okay, as you can see all the faces. Now let's click on UV unwrap. So it's will be unwrap the UVs. Now click on UV smart UV project, click on OK. So now it's automatically set up the UV. Now if I just click on this button, so it will be show us that how the UV are looking. Okay, so as you can see, it's quite enough big at here. Okay, so we can basically increase this thing, so like that. So we found the accurate one. Okay, so as you can see, it's not looking like that how we seeing at here in Unreal Engine, and at a Blender it's looking like that. So now it will be fixed more. Okay, you can also do by changing this thing. Okay, you can scale down little bit and up, and you can basically get the adjust. Okay, now so let's export this thing in Blender, in Unreal Engine. So let's go to file, but before go in Unreal Engine, so at here you can find this thing, so you can see the basically which texture using it. Okay, as you can see, it's quite enough good. Okay, right now everything, the UVs are now perfectly set up how it's need. Then we can now, but before go at here, you can see the basically everything is originally face. As you can see, if it's look like this, it's mean that the face is now good. If there's any red point come, it means that there's some problem. Okay, so make sure. Then you can do one more thing, go to edit, select A, and you can go to face, normal, recalculate outside. So it will be automatically recalculate every time detection into outside, not inside. Okay, because this is a, as you can see, this is the inside of now looking, but when we go in Unreal Engine, it will be only show in a one side, so it will be not show us inside one. Okay, so now because it's done, file, export, FBX, and go to box, select this thing and click on export. So now it will be overlap this thing. If I now click on import and select the box and open, yes, all, and let's go at here. Oh, maybe I do something wrong. Where that go? Oh, I did a mistake, sorry. Let me just delete this thing. Maybe started content box. Okay, import box, open. Okay, so basically what the problem is, because we are using the same texture what's in available already, so for fixing this thing we can basically remove that one. Okay, so there's no problem will come. Now click on file, export FBX, select this thing and export. Now let's click on re-import and now click yes, and now it's fixed. Okay, now if I search these materials and drag and drop, as you can see, it's now quite enough fix everything. Okay, as you can see, it's looking like same. The brothers, okay, they are now looking brothers without any problem. I don't think so. What you think? This is the right one? Let's drag this one and then let's not drag. As you can see, now that is a original one what you create in Blender. So as you can see, after the fixing and everything and basically just generating the UVs, it's now fixed. Okay, so as you can see, there's a looking like a brother. Yeah, there's no problem with texture coming same. Okay, so that is for basics. Okay, now we'll be learn something more, like just think that you do everything and then how you can duplicate in Blender. So for duplicating in Blender, like how we do in Unreal Engine, just select a object and if you just press on Ctrl plus Alt, we can basically duplicate one more object. Okay, now the question is how we can basically do the same thing in Blender. So for do the same thing in Blender, we can use Shift plus D to duplicate, and then we can move around anywhere, or we can right mouse and we can basically do like this thing. So it will be automatically work also. Okay, as you can see, that is for duplicate. In Blender, there's also one more thing. As you can see, it's now separate object. Okay, so if I just want to make a kind of like a robot, okay, as now I show you the scale, how you can do a scale with shortcut key. You can press keyboard, your hot keyboard .s, and that thing you can basically make it bigger or smaller. So let's make it smaller and left mouse, then drag it here. So just think that this is a cute robot for your game. Okay, let's give it like that. Okay, that is basically robot. So now you want to basically use this robot, but how? Okay, because your body is separate, you want that in a one part. So how can you convert this thing? So for doing this thing, you need to basically set the body and set the head, and you can press Ctrl plus J to join, and now it's joined. Okay, now it's in a one piece. You can see in your details panel, that is screen collection, that is basically work like our Unreal Engine, that they basically this world liner, that what is basically in your environment. Okay, as you can see, it's basically doing very nice. Okay, so I just hope you understand this all, and next part will be try to learn something more. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Love you all. Bye bye, see you in next video.